happy Monday night, and welcome to Comedy Doctors, the show where you send us your problems and we give you awful, terribly funny advice. I'm your host, Frank Licari. Thanks for joining us again. We have an incredible show tonight. Three really funny guys on the show with me tonight. Before I introduce them, though, I want to explain to you the show because we need your participation here. So if you're watching at home and you got problems, gripes, pet peeves, don't save them. Don't share them with your family, your coworkers. Give them to us. We will help you. That's why we're here. We're professionals. I got three very professional guys with me today. We're excited to help you tonight. Before I introduce them, though, as always, we've got to thank the sponsors without whom we wouldn't have a show. So let's thank them.
The Big Apple Shopping Bazaar Jewelry Exchange and Salon and Spa Suites. Located off Atlantic Avenue in beautiful Delray Beach, Florida, this unique mini-mall will transport you to the streets of New York City for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience. The Big Apple Shopping Bazaar provides shoppers with over 65 one-of-a-kind specialty boutiques with amazing items at fantastic prices. For more information, go to BigAppleShoppingBazaar.com.
Oh, thanks, Big Apple. Just like New York City. Appreciate you. Thank you for stepping up and sponsoring the show. Let's meet our funny men. Let's start with the first guy. You've seen him on America's Got Talent, Amy Schumer, The Good Wife, Comedy Central Presents. Welcome the funny and talented Tom Cotter. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm all right. You know, I'm as good as anybody else during this apocalypse. We're hanging in. Yeah, we're hanging in. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you.
I've actually been to your sponsor's place, the Big Apple Shopping Bazaar down there in Delray, and it is very authentic. I was mugged, so very.
Is that right?
No.
Oh, so you definitely okay? Good. Yeah. Well, I think they try to give you a very, very authentic experience, and that is always. And also now they're closing every third store, which is working really well for them. Let's meet our second funny man. You've seen him on Funny You Should Ask, Last Comic Standing, Instant Mom, Comics Unleashed. Say hello to Flip Schultz, everybody. Flip, how are you?
Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm great, Frank. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
it's wonderful to be here, and I can't wait to visit the Big Apple Bazaar in Delray myself.
Right? It looks like it's a fun time. If you can't make it to New York City, it's the best. It's the best. It's the second alternative.
It really is. It's the best bazaar that you'll find.
Speaking of New York City, let's meet our third funny man. You've seen him on Good Morning America, Red Eye, Are We There Yet? Chris Rock's Top 5. Sherrod Small is with us. What is going on?
What's up, Frank? I actually went to the Big Apple Bazaar. I got my gold fronts there. 2 summers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Was it a bargain? Did you get a bargain there?
I got a bargain. I got a hookup. Yeah.
I want just everybody to appreciate the fact that Sherrod is can't take a break from the bar for one night. No. He is direct from the bar outdoors. You're already three deep in the Heinekens there, right? You got a few in there?
I had a couple of Heinekens, but it's Monday Night Football, and it's a Monday Night Football where we got 2 games because of coronavirus.
That's right.
So if you're not watching football tonight, what are you doing?
Well, hopefully watching us. Thanks for asking. We picked a perfect night for this. Well, thank you guys for joining me. So the last couple weeks, I've been asking our comedians because obviously the pandemic, right? COVID, very serious stuff going on right now. It's caused us to not have a place to go perform and all this. But there's always funny in everything, right? Despite how bad and serious something could be, we're trained, right? We're trained to find the funny. I'm trying to give me the funniest thing that you've experienced, if you can, during this pandemic. What's something you've observed that you would say you looked at it a little differently and found a little funny? I'll start with you, Tom, just because you were the first one. You've had more time to sit there and think about it.
Well, the mask thing. Everyone wears a mask. I'm actually wearing a mask right now, but I wear mine as a thong, and
right.
It's liberating. But they tell you wear a mask everywhere. Yesterday, I wore a mask to the grocery store, and only a mask, Frank. And let me tell you something. Social distancing was not an issue. I had the whole place to myself.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah. Did you do your own bagging? Did you bag your own groceries?
Yeah, there were some bags out. I'm not going to talk about that though. It's a family show.
Flip. What's the funniest thing you've experienced during this time? This last 8
Um,
whatever it's been.
well, I mean, the first thing was seeing Tom shopping at the Big Apple Bazaar in only his mask.
Yeah.
Right.
But, actually, because Tom made me think about this, I recently moved, about a month and a half ago, I moved from LA to South Florida, where I am now. One hot spot to the other. It's like out of the frying pan into a more racist, ignorant frying pan.
Right.
But down here, I've noticed that, too soon? No, I've noticed that people don't wear masks. Like, down here, people do not give a fuck. So it's just every time, like when I've actually been fortunate as a comedian to perform for a real audience, and to see so many maskless faces, I felt like I was at some weird facial strip club, just seeing all the naughty parts that I have not been able to see in the past 7 months.
It's incredible, isn't it? Florida just makes its own rules. You got to appreciate Florida. They're on their own. They're on their own pace.
You know what? You have to admire the chutzpah, as we say in the old language.
Yes,
which
the
is
old language.
Yes.
Or the language they speak in Boca is also the same language.
6 in one, half a dozen in the other.
Right.
And you can get half a dozen near the Big Apple Bazaar, by the way.
Good. Thank you for plug. Oh, the plugs are great. Thanks, Flip. Appreciate it. Sherrod, what's funny? You've been in New York the whole time, right? During this thing.
I've been in and out. I've been in Connecticut, in the Hamptons too, in the city.
Gotcha.
That I noticed is my neighbors, because most of the time when you're at home, you don't know your neighbors ain't home. You never get to see them. But during this quarantine, you got to find out who your neighbors really are, huh? And
that's a rarity in New York. You rarely know that. It's different than living in the suburbs, where we know our neighbors. We say hi to them in the morning. We take the garbage out. That's not a New York thing.
Right. Now we with this with everybody not working, everybody at home at the same time, you got to finally see who's in 3F. And holy shit, it's a girl.
Right. Oh man. Well, let's have a little bit of fun. What do you think? You guys want to have some fun?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's help some people. Throw something up there for me, boys, and let's see what we got. Let's see. Larry in Salt Lake City, Utah says, I'm a classic rock lover, and my fiance only listens to country. It was great when we lived apart, but now we're together, and I'm having Pink Floyd withdrawals. Oh, I lost my email there. Put that back up for me. Did I lose it? Oh, yeah. I'm having Pink Floyd withdrawal symptoms. I can't listen to The Wall on a headset. I need to crank it up on my megawatt hypersonic woofer and speakers. But she ain't having it, and I'm stuck listening to Carrie Underwood. So you got a classic rock lover, and the spouse is listening to country. What do you do with that? Let's start with Sherrod. Let's start with you on this one. What do you do if you like? It doesn't have to be hard rock, right? It could be anything, classic rock, whatever you like, and you're. Yeah.
You can find some Carrie Underwood doing some rock tunes if you really love this girl that you're with, because Carrie Underwood covers a lot of things. But I just say dump her, Larry. Larry, get rid of her. If you can't relax in your own home and play your songs, she's not the one. Your mama told you that years ago. That's
a good point. If you can't be yourself in a relationship, who can you be, Sherrod?
Thank you.
And is that true? Carrie Underwood did some rock covers? Is that true, or you just?
Carrie's done a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Is that right? Oh, you up on the country? Are you? Are you up on the country rock?
It's like Ray Charles said. It's only two kinds of music: good and not good.
Okay, good. Yeah, fair enough. I like that. Flip, what do you say to that? You ever had an issue like that come up in your relationships?
Not that drastic, but I'm like Larry. I'm a big classic rock, Pink Floyd, huge fan. And when it comes to country music, I'm Jewish. Unless it's followed by club, I don't care.
Right.
So what I would suggest to Larry is just get a lot of weed and smoke it, because anything on weed can sound like Pink Floyd. So just get really stoned.
Right.
Yeah, just smoke some weed, and Carrie Underwood will sound just like Dark Side of the Moon. Like.
Man, I don't even know if weed could make Carrie Underwood sound like that. Yes, Sherrod's already.
Just trying to help. Just trying to help, guys.
Listen, if Sherrod makes it all the way through this show, I will be shocked. This is...
Trust me, I make it through the show after what I've been doing. No, I've smoked enough green crack that I listened to Frankie Yankovic, and it sounded just like Zeppelin. So trust me.
Wow, Frankie Yankovic,
Yeah.
not his son.
Frankie. Oh, they're not related.
Oh, they're not? Okay.
No, they're actually not. I'm a big Weird Al fan too. My music,
wow.
my music spans a big spectrum, just everything but country, basically.
Obviously, you just went from Pink Floyd to Weird Al Yankovic, so yeah, okay. Tom.
Yeah.
You have this issue at home? Do you have this issue? You like any sort of? Do you have differences?
You know what? Happy wife, happy life. So you got to make the switch. You got to dump the Pink Floyd, and you got to go country, everybody. You got to go country. And you got to count your lucky stars. What if she was a Christian rock fan? That could be much, or polka. You don't want that. Country is a happy medium. You can handle it.
You gotta. Let me tell you something. You gotta appreciate somebody who has props, but specifically. Oh wait, Flip's coming up. Look, Flip just dug. I have a feeling he's got something. This is fantastic. This is really fantastic, and the fact that it's fitted perfectly for you, it's amazing. You look, you look fantastic.
Like a proud boy.
Wow, wow. Have you voted yet, Tom? Have you voted?
No, I'm not a registered Democrat or a registered Republican. I'm a registered sex offender, and they don't elect me. They won't elect me. It's weird. I have a condition that rhymes with conflicted melon. They won't let me.
Gotcha. Oh man, thank you. I hope you have more props, but save them. Don't burn them all at the same time. Oh, look at this. Wow. Oh, there you go. There it is. There you go. Represent.
Don't know if I'm voting for him yet. I haven't decided.
But you bought the mask.
Yes.
Good.
And I am a prop comic, and I love America, everybody. Come on now. I don't know what else you want.
Man, oh, man. Save them. You're burning them all at once. Come on.
Yeah. I got nothing left.
I find prop comedy to be very cheap, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, you can tell. Oh man. Well, okay. So Larry, Utah, we got a couple of differing opinions there, but mostly it's just like either dump her or you gotta accept it and make her happy. Basically, there's the yin and the yang of the suggestion there. Dump her or dump your Pink Floyd.
Smoke weed.
Or smoke weed,
yeah.
Which apparently is the solution to many things.
You compromise. You say, I'll go to country music if we can have a threesome, and then everybody's happy.
On weed smoking weed at the same time. Right? Yeah. Very nice. Good job, guys. That's the diagnosis on that first one. Good job. What do we got next? Willow from Fort Lauderdale. Hey, look at that, Flip. Schools, please reopen. I can't take my kids being home all day anymore. What would you do to cope? Because wine isn't doing the trick anymore. Willow from Fort Lauderdale is talking about schools reopening. Flip, obviously now that you are a transplanted, well, you're a Floridian now for a month and a half, so you're pretty much the same as everybody else. Very transient area. What do you think about that? Schools?
Well, I don't have kids of my own, so it's hard to empathize with that. But I do have nieces that have been spending. My youngest niece spends every weekday here, and my mother, her grandmother, basically takes care of her while her parents are working. So I would suggest, since you're in Fort Lauderdale and there's plenty of elderly people around, hire an octogenarian to come to your house and entertain your kids.
Wow.
That's what I would suggest. Matter of fact, I'm going to start pimping out my mom to be a mobile daycare center. What's that that children's the kids thing where kids used to go and play together. What do they call that?
Yeah. What are they called?
Play date? Is it a play date?
No, there's the gym, my gym. The my gym
my
thing,
gym?
Right? Yeah.
Gymboree?
Gymboree, that's what it was. Gymboree. I am going to, with my mother, we're going to create Juboree. And it's basically just We rent out old Jewish women to take care of your kids.
Listen, you might have something there.
Yeah, just hit me up at jubery.gov and
it's a
we'll get it
government
taken care of.
site.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
it is.
Oh, okay. Sherrod, what do you say about school? Now you're in New York, so is everything still closed? Do you know? Is everything still closed school-wise?
My daughter's remote learning right now, which is a choice. Kids are awful, but I'm glad that parents got to deal with it. I like the Jubilee, by the way. I like the Jubilee. Everybody gets squeezed on their little punum.
Exactly.
It's good that kids, parents got to deal with what they release on society now. It's like you understand the same kids you trying to get away with, you push them on us.
It's a good point. You realize quickly.
Kids an asshole, deal with it.
That's right. You realize quickly how much of an asshole your kid is when they're learning at home. That's right. Yeah. It's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Deal with what you created. It's like Dr. Frankenstein got to hang out with the monster Frankenstein.
Right. That's right. That's right. No, you make a good point, man. I have a lot more empathy for teachers since this pandemic hit. There's no question about it. Tom, what do you say? You got some kids? You got kids, Tom?
I have 3 that I know of. And I have to tell you this, I agree with you. I used to think teachers were overpaid, whiners. Yeah. Now I say back the Brinks truck up and pay them like hedge fund managers because they have been in our house. I have 3 teenage boys at home. That's way too much testosterone. The other morning, my wife woke up with a boner. Hello, I'll be here all week, everybody.
Wow. And do you have a prop for that? Do you have a prop for that joke? Do you have anything there?
I do, but I can't show it right now unless I'm the CNN political.
That's right.
Fresh as the day's news, everybody. So, my kids just want to get out. They want to get out and just sow their wild oats, and we want them out. So I can't wait for this goddamn thing to be over. I'm sick of it.
Let me right, Tom.
Yeah, what?
3 kids, 3 teens. Yeah.
One set of twin,
Yeah, I have twin 17-year-olds and a 13-year-old, and I'm just done first of all, they're all taller than me, which is humiliating. And second of all, there's just the house isn't big enough, and there's just too much. The 17-year-olds, they're 17, and they just when they're not destroying their gym socks in their room, they're causing trouble in the rest of the house, and I'm just done with it.
Do you remember when we all shared a limousine when they were babies going to a gig?
I do remember that. Where did we went out to Long Island somewhere, didn't we, or something?
Yeah. You, Carrie, and all the boys as babies.
Yes.
In a limousine.
You brought your babies to a gig
I was driving the limousine, I believe.
Yeah. Those were the dark years. Those were the dark years, Flip.
Yes, it was very lean years.
The lean years, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to let this go by. Tom, not only bringing props, bringing current events into the jokes. Amazing. Really good. I caught it. Very nice work, Tom.
Well, he got caught too, red-handed, as it were. But go ahead.
Yes. Good job, guys. Very good. So basically, we're all dealing with, even if you don't have kids, we're all wanting to at least figure out a way for schools to reopen safely, right? Unless you have a Jewish grandma, then you're all set, apparently.
Then you're all set, exactly. Jubilee. Matter of fact, Tom, call me. I'll send my mom up to watch your teenagers.
So 3 teenagers, yeah. Good work, doctors. Thank you. That was very good. Let's see what we got next here. What do we got next on the Jason from Brooklyn. Oh, look at this. All hometownies. I know this isn't a sports show, okay, but I have to say, F you, Adam Gase. You're the worst coach in the history of the Jets, and that's saying something because we have sucked forever. Having said that, what do you do to not get so irritated when your teams lose? Jason from Brooklyn, hating the Jets. Adam Gase comment. Sherrod, I want to start with you over there in Brooklyn right now. What's going on? What do you think? What do you do about it?
First of all, if you're a Jets fan, you're accustomed to losing, okay?
Right.
The Jets ain't win. Yeah, they had a one time with Brett Favre. They went to the championship game, but not since Richard Todd and Wesley Walker. Not Snipes.
Say Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Walker, wide receiver. Remember, he had one eye. He was nice with one eye. He was blind in one eye, and he was the best receiver they had. And that was years ago. It's like the Jets. The Jets are just baddity bad. And they owned by Johnson & Johnson, but it's not a bandage big enough to fix that team.
Man, oh man. Oh, good. Wow.
You got the medical thing into it? Perfect.
That was great. That was really way to weave that yarn, Sherrod. Very nice. Way to go. I got to tell you, before I go to the guys, New York sports in general, not that great, right? For a city like not really that great.
State.
It's been a while.
Good. The Bills are still a New York team.
Right.
And we're doing all right.
Good point. Right. That's a good point. I forget about Buffalo. I forget that it's part of New York. Tom, yeah, amazing. What do you think there, Tom? You a football fan?
I am. I actually played minor league baseball for a while. Little league is what it was called, and my mom's coach. Never get over that. But football, I like football. As a little guy, I never really played it, but I like the sport. But I do empathize with Jets fans. They say that the only difference between the Jets and a dead hooker is that the Jets still suck. And it's true. They've always sucked. Their nickname is gangrene. When your nickname is a fungus,
right?
Where do you go from there? There's no upside. You're just done. So I empathize with the email, and I'm sorry about that. Eventually, it'll come around. Remember Joe Namath? Remember that Broadway Joe?
Oh, sure.
They'll be great again one day.
Yeah, that was right around the corner. That was just a couple years ago.
1969, wasn't it? Or 63 or something? Yeah.
One winning season.
Incredible. It's incredible.
Season it was, Sherrod.
Brandon on little comment came up there from Brandon saying maybe they should get a one-armed receiver since they had a one-eyed receiver. There it is. Maybe they just should recruit a wide receiver with a one arm. Anything can help right now. Flip, you watch football?
Yankees.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I could watch a game, but I appreciate the game, but I don't follow teams or stats. I mean, the closest thing to the Jets that I'm aware of is Benny.
Right.
So I would I'll go. You know what? I'll revert back to my first answer. Smoke weed. I'm sure it'll make it better.
Yeah.
It'll make losing a lot more fun, I guess.
Not as fun as an Elton John joke though. That was great. That was great.
Glad I could fit something in there.
No, that was great. Really good. Yeah, it is tough, man. Being a New York fan of anything, really. I mean, I think probably the Brooklyn Nets will be better next year but overall, tough to be a Metro New York sports fan the last little while.
Islanders did well this year, didn't they?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Islanders did well.
Yep. You're right.
And the Rangers got the number one draft pick in the NHL, so they'll be good.
Yeah, maybe.
Beast.
Yeah. So I guess what you're saying is there's a light at the end of this really dark tunnel. Is that what you're saying?
The tunnel is Jersey, buddy.
That's right. Well, yeah. I know. I'm on the other side of it. All right. That was good. Let's help somebody else. What else we got here? Let's see. Janet, Glendale. Just found out that my boyfriend is cheating on me. Ooh. He doesn't know that I know. I've already made up my mind to dump him, but I would like suggestions on how. Not that I would publicly embarrass him. Insert halo here. Janet from Glendale, Arizona, find out the boyfriend's cheating. How do you let him know without letting him know? Flip, you ever you been known to cheat there, Flip? You ever had that issue?
I've been cheated on, but I have never I've never cheated. But to Janet, I would say the best revenge, the best way to break up with him is to have sex with a comic, preferably one in Florida.
Right.
And then just I think that's it. I think that's the best way to just break up with him. And then the comic will write a joke about it, and he'll eventually find out. But the sex with the comic is the most important thing.
It is. That's what I've heard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know anybody? Do you have any references?
You know, Frank. It's funny you should ask that. I have. There's a comic that comes to mind, and trust me, that's the last thing he's come to in a while.
Boom.
That would be perfect for him. Matter of fact, she could email him flip@flipschultz.com. No relation. And
Oh man.
so it'll definitely be a breakup that neither one of them will forget.
Sherrod, what do you think about this? What do you do? Do you
At his parents' house inviting girls over.
I know nothing.
Crying out here. She's asking about you. You're not getting laid there, Flip.
I know. I honestly feel like I'm back in high school again. Just, hey, come to my room, but be quiet. My mom's sleeping.
Right?
I mean, she's gonna keep it 100 though. Just tell him. Just tell him that she knows, and it's over. Just confront him about it. Stop beating around the bush. You got the evidence now. You've been looking for it. You got it. So don't pretend like you don't got it. Confront him with it. So what are you waiting for? You still love him. That's why you're waiting. Because you know it don't matter who he cheated with. You still want to be with them. So stop it.
Wow, that's deep.
Damn. Getting some real, and he smokes it on the punchline. Good man.
Deal with
That's
yourself.
That's actually some pretty real advice there. Wow, look at that, digging deep.
I'm giving real stuff here tonight.
You what are you, a psychology major? Did you do psychology in school or something? That was
Yes, I'm in the same school as Dr. Dre.
Is that right? Oh man, look at that. Yeah, you still love them. That could be the reason you don't want to tell them. Wow.
Yeah.
Good one. That's a good one. Tom.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you reveal it? Do you let them sort of sit in it? Do you play games? What do you do, Tom?
Well, how long you can't let it sit, as you say, because, eventually he's going to want to have sex. And do you go through with the sex knowing that he's, cheating on the side, and then maybe you come down with something other than the COVID, if you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't
Yes.
So, you got to terminate immediately, I'd say.
Would you now you make a very good point. Now, do you get to that point where you lead him on to that point, at least make him work for it, and then you drop the bomb, and it's more embarrassing that way, isn't it?
Take a TikTok video out of it. You dump him on TikTok, catch him on TikTok, put it on the video, you get 1 million views, everybody wins.
Right. That's
then you
right.
have sex with the comic, you put that on TikTok, and then you get 100,000 views, and somebody can finally headline a room.
And that's Schultz.gov, right?
She's got to be ready to leave.
Exactly.
She's ready to leave. She's going to confront him, he's going to deny it, and she's going to stay in it. Like, what are we eating tonight? She still love him.
Yeah.
That's
You're probably not far off, man.
No,
she's looking for a reason to stay with him.
Interesting stuff. Very astute of you, Sherrod. Very astute. You are, and you're getting more astute as the show goes on. So, very nice. Very nice. Good job, guys. All right, give me what do we got here? Oh, look at that. Fran Saavedra saying spot on. She agrees with you wholeheartedly. Thanks, Fran. Thanks for watching. She agrees with Sherrod. Spot on. That's from a woman's standpoint there. Nice work. Look at that. All right, what do we got? Give me something else. Give me something next. Good job here, guys. So far, you're batting 1,000. Here we go. Lionel from Nashville, Tennessee. Even in the middle of a pandemic, my wife blows money. Sorry, I shouldn't have put the pause there. Even in the middle of a pandemic, my wife blows money. She comes home constantly with little knick-knack crap, and she brags about how this and that were on sale. I don't care how much you save. If you spend $1 million but save twice, you still spent $1 million. How can I get her to stop? Lionel wants his wife to stop buying crap during the pandemic. Obviously, I'm assuming he must mean she's doing it over the Amazon, right? Over the online. They're buying knickknacks. Start with you, Tom. You got that problem at home? You got
First of all, I want to point out that Sherrod's nickname is Money. So if she's blowing money, she's got to call Sherrod and work that out. Second of all,
thank you, Tom.
Second of all, I think we all have that. I'm going to go on Shark Tank. I have a new idea because it's like a chastity belt for your credit cards. It's called Wife Lock, and it keeps her from spending your money. She's got to put in 1 billion codes to change every day, and you control the codes, and that way she can't spend your money. Invest.
Okay. Do you have a design for that yet? Is it a legit chastity belt design, or do you have you've thought about the way you're gonna launch this?
I haven't even drawn a little diagram yet, but I will. I'll have some by the end of the show.
Okay, appreciate it. We'd love to be in on it. I think we'd all be on. We'd like to be in on the ground floor. Would you agree with that, guys? I think we're on board with whatever Tom's creating over there. Sherrod, what do you think about that? You got the wife spending all the hard-earned money.
Right. Here's the thing. The wife is also buying all the essentials for him and the family. So if he wants her to stop spending money, he's got to take more responsibility in the other stuff, buying other stuff. It's like, if he don't want to do that, she's going to be free willy but she's buying all the things that you do need, so she's going to buy a couple things that you don't need.
Damn, Sherrod. Sticking up for look at that. Sticking up for the lady like that's a great point. What's that guy doing? What's he got to complain about? She's out there taking care of the home, the ranch, right?
Yep.
Damn.
I'm throwing the flag on that. That's Sherrod just trying to get laid by your viewers. You know that. Right?
I don't know, man. He is
baby, if he wants her to stop spending, then take more responsibility on buying the essentials and the home stuff and all that. You ain't gonna do that. So let her buy a couple things, because you don't want to do that shit.
That's right.
Right. So that's okay. So you're saying she deserves the little knickknacks because she's taking the responsibility away from him. Now you're spouting some knowledge. Now I get that. I get that. Now I'm with you. Flip. You ever had this issue, Flip? You ever had this issue?
Yeah, actually, I have. I've had my ex would money was a big issue with us, and we came up with this compromise. For every little thing she bought that was superfluous and expensive, we had to sell something of hers to make the difference up. So it was a constant balance, if you will. So yeah, so maybe if she, but to Sherrod's point, if she's buying just essential things and a couple little knickknacks here and there, let her have it. But if she's just willy-nilly spending on shit you don't need, sell shit that you don't use anymore, and use that to balance out the budget.
Flip, that last thing she bought, though, you know what she got rid of? You.
Not necessarily, Sherrod.
Oh,
for another 11 months, I'm still paying her.
Oh, God.
Got rid of your black ass.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious. That's so heartbreaking. That's so heartbreaking. Poor Flip.
Oh, don't be heartbroken. I'm just living with my parents now. It's all good.
Hey, you know what? There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that.
No, I'm not ashamed at all.
During COVID,
this
right?
is a way station. Yeah, exactly. This is a pandemic, and I'm going to keep telling myself that till I believe it.
It's totally the pandemic. You got to be with the close family, otherwise you can't see them. No, you did the right thing. This was very fortuitous of your ex to get to do this parting ways, because now, it's like, imagine, you'd be living alone right now with nobody to get your essentials, as Sherrod said. You got somebody to get all your essentials for you. This is good. You made the best of what you could of a bad situation.
And you know what? I get tucked in at night, and I get.
Nice. Does she bring warm milk? Do you get the warm milk before bed? Do you do that to settle the stomach?
Now, Frank, that would be silly. That would be silly.
Flip,
especially if you were breastfeeding.
Virginity.
Oh, man.
It's supposed to have 20% on his wall.
Oh, my God. Can we just talk about one thing? Tom, is that a life-size picture of you in the back? Of you?
It's not life-size. It
isn't? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tom.
It was an optical illusion. I was thinking, man, that's when you've made it, right? When you have a full size. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wear my mask when I go out in public.
Wow.
I'm in love with myself, everybody.
Wow, that's fantastic. And are those stuffed animals? What are they in the background there? What do you got? Stuffed Hillary Clinton and stuffed. What do you got up there?
That's Trump. That's Hillary, and that's Bernie underneath.
Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
You don't have one of you? You don't have you didn't have one made?
That's none of your damn business. What happens
Okay.
between a man and his stuffed likeness in the privacy of his own bedroom is
Got it.
them.
Got it. My bad. My bad for asking.
Doll, and it gets stabbed a lot. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, great stuff. All right, let's move it on. Good job, guys. What do we got next? I think we're helping people. Michelle in Mobile, Alabama. It is Mobile, right? Mobile. I'm in my early 30s, and all friends are married with kids. I'm not. I don't want to settle for just any guy, but at the same time, the clock is ticking. Any advice? Michelle from Mobile, Alabama. 30s, friends are married. She doesn't just want any guy. Clock's ticking. What do you do, Flip? Since you're obviously the relationship expert of the three, why don't you help? Why don't you start us off by telling us what this poor girl, other than sleep with a comic, should do since her clock is ticking?
Well, if sleeping with a comic is not the answer, I'm really at nothing right now.
You're at a loss.
I would say, because I've been doing the internet, I've been online doing the internet dating, and I've met some very nice people that way. So I would say maybe go for the internet dating. I hear there's good guys at flipschultz.com. It's a good website. It's in a pandemic, of course, it's very hard to you can't really go out and meet people in a lot of areas. So I would say just go for the online thing. That seems to be the easiest way to do it in times like these.
Now I'm curious about this because I hear a lot of people telling me the online stuff is kind of hit or miss. But you've had good success with this, with the online?
I have, yeah.
Wow.
I've met some really nice people that way. Yeah.
Very, very
good.
By
that I mean I just watch a lot of porn.
Right. Oh, that's the online dating we're talking about. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, I'm not every one of them, but I've had some luck with it where I've met some nice people doing it. So maybe just a anomaly with me, but I speak from experience.
All right, let's go. Listen, that's concrete advice. That's concrete advice for Michelle from Mobile. Sherrod, what do you think about the whole dating thing? And what do we do about that?
Michelle needs to pump her brakes and enjoy where she is right now, because she know every time one of her friends who already in a relationship tells her a story about how awful it is, she go like this: "Thank God it ain't me. Thank God I ain't in no bullshit like that." So just enjoy what you got now, wherever you are, in a relationship, out. Just enjoy what you got, because you think it's greener on the other side. It ain't. It ain't. It'll be green for these days, Michelle. Better fucking fly like a bird, bitch. Good enough.
Yeah. You got to be really lucky, right? In love, you have to be really lucky to find that right person, and it's very difficult to do. So if you're 30s and single, Sherrod's telling you to enjoy yourself.
Trying to find it, but when you're hunting for it, if you're never going to find the right thing, just enjoy where you are, and somebody who you want to be with will see you enjoying that. Said, I want some of that in my life. That's it.
Love will find you. That's what you're saying, Sherrod. Love will find you when you're least expecting it.
Just stay the course.
There you go. So keep floating around Mobile, Alabama, just doing your thing, be yourself, and maybe somebody will show up out of the blue for you. Good stuff, Sherrod.
A good time. If you're having a good time by yourself, people want to join a good time. They don't want to join a desperate time, so I look desperate and hungry and thirsty. Nobody wants that.
Man, oh man, you're the closest thing to Dr. Phil that I've come across with these comics. This is really good stuff. I mean, jokes aside, very, very good, very deep.
Sherrod, I'd like to have a therapy session with you and all this stuff too, if you don't mind.
We're gonna hang out a few minutes after this show. Tom, somebody who has 3 teenagers in the house. You ever think back to your 30s? Maybe were you single in your 30s, Tom? Or I guess you were. You were.
I was.
You were single in your 30s. You ever think back to those times prior to kids? You ever?
Fondly, very fondly, I think back to it. And was she not listening when we were saying we were going crazy during the pandemic with our kids locked in our house like caged animals, like you're in prison without conjugal visits? It's horrible. And by the way, Sherrod's new name is Dr. Phil the Bong. So,
Phil the Bong.
yeah. And to Flip's point, right now, if you're trying to find someone, online is really the only way to do it. I don't know what it's like in Mobile, Alabama. You probably have some cousins you could hook up with, but for the rest of us, the only way you're going to meet people is online. And I've had some horrible experiences with that. I met a nice Jewish girl on Christian Mingle, and that was weird. And then I dated a really tall woman. We met on Amazon.com.
Oh, man.
Shitty joke for my act, everybody. And then I dated an older woman. We met on Ancestry.com.
Right.
I don't know. Here, you're 30. 30 is young now. 30 is the new 20, right? So you think the clock's ticking. People get, I was watching Simon Cowell was on Entertainment Tonight because he broke his back recently. He's 61 years old, and he's got these 2 little kids. So I know guys, it's easier to sire kids later in life, but women are able to have kids much later in life now. To Sherrod's point, if you put the pressure on you, A, you're not going to find someone. B, you're not going to get pregnant because you're going to have all that weird stuff going on. Lay low, hang out, smoke pot, hook up with Flip. Eventually, it'll come back around, and you'll find the right person.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy the journey, don't you? Like, if you spend the entire time worried about that, you're not enjoying the time you are single, where you can actually have a little bit of freedom, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a good point. And by the way, Tom, didn't you have group sex when you met them on 33andMe?
I like it. Yeah. I dated
Add that one.
arsonist we met on Match.com, and where the burning sensation when I would urinate. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Cotter. I'll be here all week.
Wait, did you meet him on Match.com or Tinder.com?
Write that one down too.
For me now. I'm taking it, Flip, and I'm not paying.
This is great. We're writing jokes for each other. This is fantastic. He is writing it down. Look at him. He's got a notepad.
Just wrote down Tinder.
He wrote it down. Flip, what are you doing? You're giving away all this gold. Come on, man.
Hey, Tom Cotter thinks it's funny. That's good enough for me.
Man, oh man, that's great. I said this last week, but this whole mask wearing thing's been really great for ugly people, hasn't it?
No,
right? Because you have an excuse now to put your profile pictures half just your eyes. It's really I think it's fortuitous for a lot of people. I think a lot of matches have been made during this time too. Have you been listening to this? People are actually hooking up more now on those sites than they were before. True story.
I heard that Tinder and Grindr are very active right now, and you would think
very active,
socially distancing. But what are you going to do?
No, one-on-one, and the old age homes are still killing it for venereal disease. True story. So there's hope for all of us.
Steals the herpes sore, so you can't see.
It's us. That's right. Oh God.
I think we lost Sherrod. I think he went to take a piss.
I think what happened was he's cold and he's moving indoors. It was cold out there, right?
I got to plug in my phone.
Oh, gotcha. His phone's dying.
Oh, okay.
And so if we lose you,
disappear off frame.
I thought he was going for another drink and they wouldn't serve him out there. Great stuff. This is good. Give me our next victim while Sherrod sets up his camera here. Okay, Ricky, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Oh, this should be a good one.
All right.
I broke my foot kicking a car. There you go. That's knew that was coming up, which I can't afford to fix because it was a customer's car. From where I was fired. Oh, for kicking a car, which is how I broke my foot. So he was fired for kicking the car. What was I saying? Oh yeah, bosses suck. So Ricky got fired for kicking a car at where he works. Presumably, he can't afford to fix.
And he broke his foot.
He broke his foot. Yes. I'm not quite sure what the problem is here, other than he got fired for doing it. Kicking the car. What did he? I mean, what do we say to that, Tom? I don't even know what the problem is here.
Was it like a car dealership or something? I hope he doesn't get hired at a daycare because he's going to start.
It must be a car dealership, or like maybe he parks carts at the grocery store and he's out in the parking lot. I don't know. Wasn't very specific.
The closing statement of that is bosses suck, and who's going to argue with that? Bosses
nobody.
Suck.
They do. They do suck.
They're horrible. So you need new employment and you need a new boss, and I'm sorry that your boss sucks.
Yeah. That's why you go into business for yourself.
Wait, can I just play devil's advocate here for a second. He kicked a customer's car and got fired for it. That kind of sounds logical to me.
Yeah,
It does.
I mean,
it does, right?
So bosses don't suck. Bosses do their job. You kick car, you get fired.
That's true. That's in a fortune cookie, I think. I read once.
Wait. Maybe the car had it coming. You don't know. You don't know what the car.
You don't know what that relationship was like. You're right. You're right.
You're right. That's true.
What color
You know
was
what?
the employee who got fired? And what color was the boss?
They surprisingly, Sherrod, they neglected to say that in the email. That was not part of the information for whatever reason.
It's a racial incident, though. I like
it. It sounds like a white boss on some bullshit against some brother.
Is that
Well, the car did have white wall tires.
So bosses not only suck. We're pushing the racial card here. Obviously, he kicked a hoopty, and the boss didn't like it. And here we go. Bosses suck. Sorry we couldn't help you anymore, but
yeah, black boss that's angry and fired a nice Trump supporting white person that didn't deserve.
There you go.
I need to know the specifics.
Okay. Before we can give a proper diagnosis, we need all the details. We didn't get all the details. We can't give you a proper diagnosis. I gotcha. It's a good one. All right, who's up next? We got some, oh boy, Trevor, Louisville, Kentucky. I got into literally the dumbest argument with my friend. There is no way Jean-Claude Van Damme is beating Steven Seagal in a fight. None. Anyways, in the heat of the argument, we said some bad things. I'm not here to ask for your advice on how to apologize, but rather say my friend Chuck is a total douche. Seagal all day. All right, so there's a couple problems going on here. First of all, I'll let you decide, but maybe if we're quoting Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, we probably need to move up into the new millennia, right? I mean, are we a little? This is like 30 years ago. These guys were. Right, they were big in our when we were kids.
I partied with Steven Seagal in Paris.
Did you really?
2 nights in a row. We partied like fucking rock stars.
How was he a good guy? Was he a good guy?
Great guy, and he wore like fancy karate jackets when we went out.
Right,
like
he wears like a gi,
doesn't he? It was like for dinner. His dinner karate jacket.
yeah, that's all he wears. Like these long gis, like just ready, like he's ready at any time either to give a really great class or to kick some ass. One or the other.
Different occasions. It's fucking great.
So would you pick Seagal in a fight or Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I mean, right now, I think Jean-Claude because he's younger. Steven's old. But back in their prime against prime.
Yeah.
It'd be tough because I think Seagal is dirtier fighter. You saw Mark for Death.
Right.
What he did to the Jamaicans.
Right. That's right. Yeah. You're either Mark for Death or what was John Claude's movie? The Bloodsport? Was that his thing?
Bloodsport. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So you're picking the younger Jean-Claude today, but in the back in the day, you're going with Seagal.
Seagal.
I'm with that. I think I could agree with that. Tom, you subscribe to that?
He carries a badge in Louisiana, ain't he like a sheriff or something in Louisiana on that TV show?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does his little justice. Right, he does his own little. He's like he went like Shaq. He's like a sheriff or something, right? He's got some sort of.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which is why we have to defund the police, right there. I'm learning stuff. I thought.
Is that right?
I thought the movie Bloodsport was about a women's volleyball team. Anyway, before you get that. So yeah, I did. I went there. I apologize.
Wow, you did. Horrific.
First of all, the people calling in? We had Mobile, Alabama. Now we got Kentucky. What the hell? How about nobody from New York or L.A.? What's going on with this?
We had a couple. We had a Brooklynite earlier. They're from all over. The audience is from all over.
I think they're both badasses, but I think they're both past their prime. You know, I don't know if I would fear either one of them right now. You can't have a fight with your friend over something so stupid, about action movie. It's like Chuck Norris. You could kick his ass now. Dr. Ruth probably kicked Chuck Norris's ass. So you just gotta mend fences with your friend, bury the hatchet in the back of his skull, and you win the fight. Boom, done.
All right.
If Seagal and Van Damme is fighting over a bag of blow, I got Van Damme.
Is that?
Oh.
I'm just saying.
But if it's over a chicken wing, I got Seagal.
That's right. That's right.
Dude now.
He has blown up quite a bit. Yes, Jean-Claude still looks like he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Well, Flip, what if you? Let's do this. Prime Seagal, prime Jean-Claude. Who are you taking?
I honestly, I'm gonna say Jean-Claude. I'm gonna go Van Damme in their prime because Seagal, he was good, but I don't know, he always felt kind of just clunky. Where Van Damme was specific and Van Damme was angular and he could do the split and without breaking his balls. And
right.
That,
not only.
I mean, remember that?
Somebody
yes.
And win the fight.
No, but no, but the split helps. You see when you kick, right? When you can kick from a standing position and you can kick your leg straight up into some guy's chin. Now Van Damme not only did the splits, he did them in the air, right? He put his feet on two chairs and was able to like lift himself up from the middle.
And
glamour muscles.
Right.
Yeah. Let's also not forget that Van Damme kicked the shit out of Raul Julia in Street Fighter. So that says something too.
Who could forget that? Who could forget that?
You know, they were both legit. I think they were both legit badasses. Patrick Swayze in the movie Roadhouse, bullshit. There's no way. That guy was a candy ass. There's no way he could ever be a bouncer. I never bought that. But I bought Van Damme and I bought Seagal.
Hell of a dancer, though. Hell of a dancer. We can agree, right? Swayze?
I suppose. Yeah.
You can't be
Hell
a
of a dancer
and a bouncer? I say I disagree.
Well, it would come in handy for sure if you were a bouncer at a dance club. There's no question about it. You could sneak up on the guys you were kicking out a lot easier if you could dance.
Tom Cotter said if he was a real bouncer, he would be a ghost before you know it. Huh?
Oh, man. Write it down. Write it down. Just flying off with new material. This is unbelievable.
You're quite the outsider.
I like it.
Oh God, man, this hour's going by quick. I think we got time for one or two more. Give me one more. What else we got out there? We got more? Oh yeah, Brian from Akron, Ohio, home of LeBron. Why do apps change things when they aren't broken? Oh, good one. I swear, once you get used to something, they change something just to give themselves something to do. This new Facebook layout blows. All right, Brian, I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I have the same problem with Apple products. Right? They work great. They upgrade them. They change the charger. They change everything. And it's all for money. We know that, right? But you'd think that they would keep brand loyalty if they maybe made it a little easier for us to keep our accoutrement with us, right? Flip, what do you think about this whole? You a technology guy, Flip?
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of a big technophile, whatever. I'm kind of in the middle, I'll be honest, because sometimes there are updates that drastically improve things like functionality and speed and interaction, user-face interaction. So when it's updates like that, I get it and I appreciate it. But then I totally get what he's saying. Sometimes an app, updates the look or updates something that just I never looked at the app and said it needs that, and it totally screws up the functionality and it lags. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm right there in the middle. I have no idea why they fucking do that. I'm with you, my friend.
I didn't believe you were a technophile until you used the term user face functionality. Then I was like, wow, he's serious. This guy is serious, right? Did your eyes go, did he just say user face functionality?
I did.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
And again, ladies, you could find me at fliphill.com.
I mean, you don't even need you're selling yourself just by this lofty language you're using on a comedy show.
Well, how ubiquitous of you.
Oh man, I gotta pull out the dictionary. Tom, you a techie guy, Tom? Probably not,
I'm
right?
not. I have the iPhone 2 and it's made of wood, and I'm not good.
That's the case, Tom. That's the case.
But Flip, they named a phone after you. That's obsolete now. Hello, Tom Cotter. So I don't like when they do updates. Whenever they do an update, I can't. It took me forever to get where I was with the app. Then they do an update, and now I got to learn new bells and whistles and shit. And I'm always annoyed by that. And I lose half my information. I can't stand updates. I can't stand when they do it. And to your point, they do it to make money. I mean, it's always there's some way to monetize it. They want to upsell you on something, which I can't stand. Snapchat. My sons are all over Snapchat, and they keep complaining that Snapchat keeps changing because they're trying to figure out how to monetize it. And it's every time they make an adjustment, it's annoying, and you have to relearn it, and it's horrible.
Well, that's the problem with the user face functionality and the algorithms. That's what I heard. Anyway, I don't know if that's the truth.
Use that phrase. Women just wring out their panties. They really do.
Sherrod, are you? I mean, you're on your cell phone right now, so you're kind of technical.
Well, I think it's the beginner's all-purpose symbolic instructional code. I just wanted to outdo Flip, nerd. Let's get away from the technology, get away from the money. All this technology is ran by people, and people need purpose. All right? So everybody who got these jobs like this, what's my purpose? I need to keep my job. So I need to do these things. All these things are sent through by people. It's just people trying to, show that they're needed at this company. So let them just survive. They're just surviving.
So you're saying obviously it's their creativity, but they're doing it obviously to give themselves validity in what they do. Right?
Yep. And we all do that. So the tech nerd's going to do it too. Look what I did. You can move your cursor over. Shut up, nerd.
You're really
wait,
offending. You're really offending Flip right now.
Sherrod, wait, you're telling me they figured out how to move the cursor? Well, I've been asking for that for years. Finally, the update that I needed.
I was only referring to Pascal, if you're aware of a Pascal language.
Oh, no. This got way more technical than I thought it was going to get.
I don't know how to talk to you.
Listen, guys.
Maybe.
This has been a very enlightening hour with the three of you guys. I had no idea any of you were intelligent at all. I just thought you were funny guys. And the fact that you brought out the smarts here, I'm shocked. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but wow, what a couple, what a trio of brain power we had here today. Before we go, let's plug anything coming up. I know it's kind of closed down, but Flip, you're in Florida, so that means you probably got 9 shows coming up for 300 people a night. Why don't you tell us what's happening, or is there anything going on?
Right now, I actually do have live shows. On the October 29th, we'll be at the Beer Garden in Boca Raton, and November, I believe 4th and 5th, I'm going to be at the Boca Black Box. I'm sorry, 14th and 15th at the Boca Black Box in Boca Raton with Bobby Collins.
Oh, Bobby. I just had Bobby. Bobby's a good friend. Bobby was just on with me last week. Very nice.
Oh,
good
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Have fun. So if you want to know where Flip's going to be, go to Flip Schultz. If you want to sleep with him, go to Flip Schultz as well.
Schultz.
Both.
Yep. Or flipisfunny.com, either way.
Flip is funny. Sherrod, what do you got? What's going on in New York?
Yes, check out Race Wars, my podcast Race Wars that I had for several years. It's on patreon.com/racewars. And check out some of those episodes, classics and new. And my sports podcast with Embassy Row called Small Ball. You can catch on Apple Music and Spotify. Plus, you can catch me on Barstool Sports. Just was on Barstool. I did Answer the Internet and KFC show. So all those are running right now. So check that out on Barstool Sports and Radio.
Very nice. All over the internet and radio. Good job. Way to keep it moving. Tom, what's happening with you other than...
Tell you what, I'm not on either one of Sherrod's podcasts, and I've never have been. Never been invited. Very hurtful. Move on. The 23rd and 24th, which is this weekend, coming up, I'm at Bananas in Hasbrook Heights and New Jersey, and then I'm at Captain Ryan's down in Naples, and that's November 13th and 14th. I have a new album out called Doggy Style, and it's wherever you can download music.
Fantastic. Nice. Look at you guys. Everybody keeping the flame lit. Very nice, guys. Good to hear.
I might try to see you at Captain Brian's, Tom.
Excellent. Come on over.
I might check you out at Hasbrook Heights. I'm right down the street from me. Maybe I'll come and say hi.
Let's do it.
Is it going to be funny though? Is it going to be funny?
It's Jersey. It's a place called Bananas.
All right. Yeah, things do get bananas in Jersey. Well, guys, fantastic having you guys. I want to thank our sponsor, the Big Apple Shopping Bazaar, for bringing a little New York into Southern Florida. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And listen, I hope we have you guys back. This was fun. best of luck. Break legs on all your shows. Hopefully everybody go check these guys out. They're very funny and obviously very smart and astute. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday on Comedy Doctors. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.